Hello, fans of the modular shed. So it's been a while since I've done a modular shed video because I've been quite busy kitting it out for work on my electronics videos. But let's go and take a look. Actually, there's something I wanted to show you. Yeah, this. It's quite a damp day, as you can see by the water that's sort of hanging from the washing line. So the modular shed is going to be cold. Ooh, need to move away a bit. There it is with the door closed. It's going to be cold in there and probably a little bit damp as well. Okay, in we go. And here we are. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. Got an extra shelf there. But let's check the temperature. And yeah, it's at the bottom in the middle there, 7 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty chilly in here. So the first thing I do is switch on the heaters. And these are my heaters. Now I think they're all set to minimum, but let's get them on. That one. That one. This one, the switch is slightly more awkward, but it's there. Now this looks dangerous, but it isn't. It's only 12 volts at this stage. There's mains on the other side of these big power supplies. They are 1200 watts. So these heaters will start to fire up. Now of course these aren't conventional heaters, these are cryptocurrency miners, but they do kick out a lot of heat. Let's wait till the fans spin up. And the right hand one has got its fans going. I think that's the more modern one, it's a bit quicker than the other two. So these two will fire up in a moment, and it's blowing hellishly cold air at me. In fact, it's hardly unlikely you'll be able to hear me, because I've just realised that the microphone is on the front of this camera, so I'll move over the top of it. Hopefully you can hear me. Ah, they're all running now. It's mayhem, and it's bitterly cold because these fans are quite powerful. Now the other thing which will make it less dingy in here is to switch on some lighting, and I had been having problems with the lighting, but these batteries just were never charged, so I've dealt with that. So I'll turn on the switch that gives me the most light, and it's over in modules 2 and 3. I've got 5 strip lights there, so yeah, plenty of light. Now the miners have settled down. They're running at minimum, so they're not going to kick out much heat. I think the combined warmth, or the combined wattage, is something like about 500 watts, I think, when they're on minimum. That won't warm this place up, but I can jack the clock rates up on these things, and then they'll put out probably about 3 kilowatts. Now obviously the miners are mains powered, because you can't get 3 kilowatts from solar power. Here's my mains power connector thing with a little mini RCD at the top. The lights are powered with 12 volts, and these batteries are in turn charged from my solar power wall, so they're entirely solar. And this box of tricks here powers the Wi-Fi and Ethernet switch box, and it also powers this Blue Rams camera, security camera, which I can use to look in on the shed from wherever I happen to be. Right, I've jacked up the middle miner to its maximum, but the fans aren't raging yet because the air being sucked in at the back, there's a fan on the back there, is so cold that it's cooling the chips down very effectively. But as the temperature in this shed rises, the fans on these things gradually increase in speed, so you can tell it's getting warmer. Let's see if it's made any difference at all. And yeah, it has a bit. It's now 10 degrees in here. I'm going to stick these things all on maximum, see how warm I can get it. It's not entirely straightforward, this. You have to change the clock speed. So this one, 44, I think I can go up to, I can't remember. I'll have to look at my crib sheet. 44 for 1.1 kilowatts, 500 megahertz. Okie dokie. So 500 megahertz, where is that? It's there. And I don't want to take more than 1.1 kilowatts because the right, that should now make this left hand one initially spin up to full speed, but then it will go on to the faster rate and the fan will gradually creep up in speed. Yeah, these power supplies are 1200 watts, so I can't really exceed 1.2 kilowatts per heater. And now I've set the right hand miner to generate about 1.1 kilowatts, I think. Yeah, 1.17 kilowatts. So I should have a total heat power of about 3 kilowatts now. That will be pulling 12 amps from the mains. So they're all running at a manageable volume level, but it does get loud when these things really start to squeal. And can we hear the fan speeds creeping up as it gets ever so slightly warmer in here? Yes, right on cue. These things are all gradually picking up speed as the air they're shoveling through their systems is getting warmer and warmer, and they need more of it to keep the chips in there at a constant temperature. Well, it's noisy as hell in here, but they are having an effect. So if you look up here, it's now 19 degrees, 20 soon I would guess. So yeah, they're very effective heaters, and it's actually starting to feel quite comfortably warm in here now. And yeah, it's up to 20 degrees. So they have effectively done their job. It's nice and warm in here. Perhaps I'll switch them off. Now, I don't normally switch these off when they're running at full tilt, but I guess it should be alright. Where's the switch? There it is. Yes, that's a bit quieter. How did we do? Got to 20 degrees, that'll fall fairly fast now. Now yesterday I came in here and I think it was 5 degrees on the display, and when the miners had been on for a while I managed to get it up to 24. So they are capable. I'm not sure whether it's actually 5 degrees outside. It might be slightly warmer now because I think the temperature in here lags because of the insulation. I mean, there isn't much, it's just these wooden walls, and in fact I think you can still see daylight down through these gaps. Don't know, but yes, I haven't actually fitted any of the fluffy insulation other than under the floor yet. So with those things going flat out, yeah, you can get this place certainly warm enough to work. So yeah, coming out here and turning on the lighting and the heating down there has become a bit of a daily ritual for me, so that I can come out here and actually get some work done. So I think that heating is no longer a problem. That's essentially been solved. Lighting is fixed. When it gets really cold, because I mean typically the daytime temperature is about 12 to 15 degrees. When it gets really cold, I might need to start putting in the Rockwool insulation into the walls, but for the moment I'm happy enough. Goodbye.